I'd like to talk on a topic that states that there should be a common ASEAN curriculum for history and geography. So, to this topic, I see that there are both good and bad points to this. So, of course, I should talk about the good points first. Okay, why I think that the geography book should be copied is that because of the similar environment and the weather in all the ASEAN countries, I do believe that it should be, of course, copied. And because of all these other influencing things that we should think about are because we all live in a tropical region, and it is of course important to consider that there should be a common geography book for history and for geography. And another thing that I would like to state is that even though Philippines has volcanoes and earthquakes and all these kind of things that are different from the other ASEAN countries, I do believe that we should still have the same geography book because it's of course important to know that how these things originated from, and of course it's also a very good thing to know about what is happening to our neighboring countries. And the other thing that I would like to state is that if we have the same geography and history book, our chosen occupation, if it's in the field of engineering or, of course, being a historian, we would have, of course, a fair chance of getting the job. Of course, people would think that, oh, education in Singapore is better, education in Malaysia is better. But then if you have the same curriculum for all the ASEAN countries, it would of course have a very big impact because Cambodians, Thailand, and also many other developing countries could of course have a fair chance in getting a good job. And another thing is that if everyone gets a fair chance in getting all these kind of things, the country would of course benefit because they would have of course a fair share of human resource in their country. And the only bad thing that I would like to state about this is that, of course, if we adopt the same history book, it would only focus on the big events that happened in the world, such as World War I and World War II. So, think about it, because in 1 year we're expected to learn one book, which of course we don't have enough time to learn it because we also have Khmer and other subjects to learn. So it's very difficult to focus on all these things at once. And if we focus it on only World War I and World War II, it makes the citizens of the country forget about the history of the country. And this is of course a very big factor, because if you forget about the history of your own country, it's of course a very embarrassing thing. Okay, if someone comes to you and asks you, you're Cambodian, and then asks you, okay, so who was the one who created the Angkor Wat, who built the Angkor Wat? And then you don't know the answer, it's really embarrassing. Same with, of course, who was the one who found Singapore? If you don't know, really, that is, of course, a really embarrassing thing. And imagine if people do not know about their own history. What would the tourism benefit for? So the tourism would not benefit a lot because of the guides have to know, of course, the history of our own country in detail. And if they do not know this, it is of course a very bad thing, because you are supposed to attract people to your country and teach people about your cultures and your history. And if you do not know it for yourself, this is of course a very bad thing. But then all in all, I see that there are more good points than bad points. So I stand by the point that I believe that there should be a common ASEAN curriculum for both history and geography. Thank you.
Thank you. Very compelling argument. You're very clear that you think there should be a common curriculum for history and geography. Do you think it should extend into other subjects?
Yes, I do.
Which subjects?
I do believe that there should be like a fair share of other subjects too, because as we all can see that math and English of course taught in the very in the government schools are not that good, and if we of course have a common textbook, it would be a really good thing because many people would know how to speak English and they would have a chance of getting better jobs. And many other subjects such as, I think, math, English, maybe Chinese if possible, so that they can of course learn another subject entirely. Thank you.
Academics like to develop their subjects, they like to advance knowledge. So history, geography, sciences, they all change. And our understanding of history and geography changes over time. How would you make sure that the schools are up to date with their learning, given that the knowledge changes and you would have such a huge curriculum across so many subjects?
Well, how would I ensure that? I think it's supposed to focus on the big points. Of course, the big events that happen to your country, and focus on that, and have some examples and many other smaller events that happen in your country. And this will also, I think, would not lose much of the history of the country. And that's how I think that you should do it.